Hello?
Episode 19.
Episode 19. Here you go.
Let's get it started, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's Modelo time, everybody. If you're watching at home, listening at home, hating us at home, loving us at home, whatever it is, dude.
It's Modelo time. I'm having a sour beer. I prefer sour beers. Have you ever had a sour?
I have, but like they have to be like I don't know. I'm very picky. Like
I get you.
I'm weird. Like Calvin, I'm kind of what's the best way to say this? I have a lot of white trash elements to me. You know what I mean? Like I love cheap beer. I just I love cheap beer, but I love expensive booze.
Okay.
Like if I'm drinking alcohol, like I want the good stuff.
Right. No, I feel that. My brother is the same way.
Like when someone's like, yo, I'll buy you a shot of wild turkey. I'm like, you can go fucking lick my butthole. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a shot of wild turkey. I want like, give me some Johnny Walker,
Yeah, something good.
Well, you about to say your brother's the same way? Or
my brother's the same way. My brother likes cheap beer. It's so much so that at my wedding, he was one of my groomsmen.
Yes.
And I bought him Bud Light cufflinks.
That's... I respect that.
Anyway.
That. Well, actually, Calvin, before we dive right into that, I will have to say, it might be Modelo time right now, but, Calvin, I like our relationship because, we both have different cultural backgrounds, but let me tell you, dude, when it comes to beer, the Hispanic culture, the Victoria, that beer, oh man, just... inject it right in my veins, baby.
Episode 19 of Pex Pals, the only Apex Legends podcast for the mediocre gamer. My name is CowVan, and I'm with my best friend,
JoelCupcake, the mediocre gamer himself. That's me.
Don't forget to check us out, whatever platform you listen on. Leave us a review, leave us a rating, help us beat the algorithm. Check us out on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. Check me out on Twitter at CowVan and on TikTok. Check out JoelCupcake everywhere.
Also, please follow Calvin on TikTok. He's pretty fucking funny, and he's kind of getting a little TikTok famous.
I'm getting a little bit there. I'm getting there a little bit.
Calvin, episode 19, man. Like so much has happened since our last episode.
Yeah,
I feel like this should really be episode 23. Now, I should have done like a bunch of sub episodes, but we have lives, so
lives and wives.
Yeah. So wow, that was you came up with that right off the top of your head, didn't you?
That's on my head. Yeah.
If you guys haven't figured it out, Calvin's the smart one here.
I'm the smart one.
And I don't know what I am.
You're the cute one.
Oh, thanks, honey. Thanks. Anyways,
so a lot of information has been going on, and we're gonna dive right into a couple of things. We're gonna talk on this episode. We're gonna talk about obviously Seer and all the information that came out with Seer. We're gonna talk about all the new updates, the information they patch that's gonna be happening when the new patch comes out for the new season, and then we're gonna do a nice little recap of our feelings and thoughts of season 9. But first, like every episode, we're going to start it out with Weapon of the Week. JoelCupcake, what is your Weapon of the Week?
My Weapon of the Week this week. Oh, man, that is tough, man. That is tough. I don't even remember what my Weapon of the Week was last week.
What was your weapon? And I think it was the Eva. I think you said the shotguns was the Weapon of your week last week.
Oh, yeah, double shotties. Okay.
Double shotties.
So this week... it's only taken 9 seasons, listeners. 9 seasons. I have finally seen the light, Calvin, and all our listeners out there.
Are you going to say what I think you're going to say?
The hemlock is the way and the truth.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say R301.
No. I mean, I mess with that gun. I have been having a lot of really unfortunate luck with it because, like, to me, the R3 isn't like the G7, where if you don't have a mag, it's a lot tougher to win your fights.
Right.
So defaultly, I'd rather pick up a ground loot Eva than a ground loot R3 or even a ground loot Havoc.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that R3, I mean, I literally was playing a game right before we recorded this, and some Loba, I got the drop on the Loba. She had a purple shield.
Yeah.
And I hit her with every bullet. And because, of course, I was hip firing because we were close range, I didn't get any headshots. She had a purple shield. I lost the fight because of it. So, but now when the gold R3 was in the game, that was the number one gun I hunted down, besides the gold beak with the hop up that we all miss and love, Yes. But this week, the hemlock, For some reason, I hate that stock sight. It's too much of a dead zone. It fucks me up.
Yeah.
Dude, Hemlock with the 3x scope, I am unstoppable. Calvin.
Yeah.
Like that's my weapon of the week. If I had to do like, I know a lot of questions that we see on the internet for other streamers and other gamers. And when I talk to we always ask our friends when we're running the game, right, Calvin? What's the loadout? My go-to loadout right now is Havoc Hemlock, dude.
Havoc Hemlock.
The Triple H loadout, dude. Fucking, it's time to play the game, baby. You know what I mean?
It's all about that game.
What about you, Calvin? What is your weapon of the week, my friend?
My weapon of the week, I'm going to say that my weapon of the week because, I mean, I kind of run into the same guns that I like to use, the Havoc, and I like to use the R301 and the like and the such. But I think my weapon of the week this week, just because I've been having fun with it, is the bow, the Bowchick bow. Just because, like, I don't know what it is about that gun and only that gun. Like every other gun, you have to like aim, right? But with the bow, you just shoot it in a direction, and it's kind of like the wingman, for all intents and purposes. The wingman. When you get like 50 meters and beyond, you just point it in direction and you just shoot, and you're gonna hit them. That's just how the wingman works. And I'm starting to see like a similar pattern with the bow. The bow, if you try too hard, you're gonna miss. But if you just point it in a direction and you just start chucking arrows, dude, you're gonna rock some. And what's funny about the bow is it shoots faster than most of the sniper rifles, right? It's kind of like on par with the longbow. But I can't hear you, by the way. Are you saying something? Oh yeah. So
I was turning on some extra lightings with my assistant Alexa over here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just didn't want the podcast to transmit all that, and you fucking called me out, Calvin.
Well, I'm looking at you. This is a call and response kind of podcast where we talk to each other. But anyway, with the bow is deceitfully strong. And if you're trying to go one up with someone on a bow and you're both 100 meters apart from each other, the bow's gonna win because the bow just click, 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 and then you're done. You know what I mean? And so I've been having a lot of fun with the bow, just throwing arrows at people's faces.
I love that, Calvin. Even though we don't play Apex together that much lately, like we kind of like what I'm hearing is like. So I feel like my problem with the game is always the mid range. Okay. You know what I mean? Which is. We both recommended mid-range guns today, though. I love that. I love that. We're always kind of on the same wavelength, even though you hate me, and that's why I like the Hemlock is because, dude, if they're close, I mean, bro, I have been to the point where I'm like, I've really been practicing and I can do like the slide, hip fire, turn, shoot a Valkyrie flying in the air with a hip fire Havoc and still kill her. Like, I have mastered so much of that. Close range, I'm not worried about it. Like if I get beat, it's because either hit reg, I suck, or they're on a PC. You know what I mean? Like, which all really comes down to me sucking, but that's not the point. But the mid range has always been an area I struggled with. The R3 helped me get more comfortable with that. Obviously, the Spitty is great, but that's going away. So I've been trying to teach myself to have another like fallback. Now, dude, I see that Hemlock, bro. Give me the 3x scope. We out. I was beating some dude with a charged up Sentinel earlier with it. It felt great. Even if I didn't hit all three of the burst shots, like,
Hemlock's a great gun, dude. Hemlock's a great gun.
And mid range is very important in Apex, especially for like the third party scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's huge.
Because unless you're on World's Edge, you're not usually inside. You know what I mean? Like Olympus, all those fights happen outside. Like you rarely ever get to show it up with a Costy boy. You know what I mean?
Right. So with the what's going on right now, and the biggest thing with the Apex Legends news right now, the biggest thing in the Apex Legends world is the brand new Legends coming out, Seer.
My homie Obi, that's his real name. I don't know why they're suddenly giving us the characters' real names.
Well, they do that sometimes, right? They give you the character's name and then they give you the real name or something like that. But anyway, so Seer's the biggest thing's coming out, and we actually got a full description of his abilities. And Joel, do you want to run that down for everybody?
Dude, yes, I will. The thing I'm the most excited about was Seer. I guess actually now that I think about it, this is my second, but let's start with his passive. It's called Heart Seeker. So if your enemies are within 75 meters of you, you can hear their heartbeat when you ADS.
Wow.
And from what I rewatched the video a few times with the gameplay, not only do you hear it, it does look like there's like a little icon that kind of tells you which direction the heartbeat is coming from.
That's dope.
So something that I think every gamer ruse in every game is being pre-shot around a corner.
Right.
Right now, you can only really do it with Bloodhound or if you have like an immaculate audio setup.
Yeah.
Well, Seer is going to be the king of pre-fire.
That's true. Corner. That's a good point.
But I think that's going to help a lot of teams maybe push less. You know what I mean? Like maybe the third party chills out. Like it's interesting because, you know, Seer is like an aggressive legend, but his ultimate is very defensive, which we're going to get to.
We're going to get to.
So his tactical is called Focus of Attention. He shoots out a bunch of micro drones in front of him, which is the moth thing that we've all seen in all the images. And it flies forwards and it reveals and tracks any enemies directly. It's in front of you. You know, I believe. Let me double check the verbiage, but it's enemies in front of you.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a blast, and it goes through walls. So it's just like Bloodhound. It goes through walls. My favorite part about this, though, Calvin, is yes, it reveals the enemies. The scan looks more like Crypto's drone than it does Bloodhound. So instead of seeing the outline, you get like the little diamond, and then they glow a little bit. Yeah. But what I like about the tactical is anyone that gets scans, whatever they're doing gets interrupted. Yeah. So like if someone's popping a shield bat and you scan them, it cancels the shield bat. Right. If they're trying, I don't know if it's going to like cancel abilities. Like if Horizon has a jumper up and you scan her, the jumper goes away. Right. You know? I don't think it'll do that. I don't know, but it cancels actions. Right. So like maybe it will cancel. Like if you're in the middle, you know, if you are about to pull out your ult, you know, if you have your ult in your hand, maybe it won't let you use it for 10 seconds like Rev's thing. We don't know. They haven't revealed it. Right. I'm excited. It's a scan and, you know, kind of like a debuff at the same time. Yeah. And so just to clarify, they did say, so the difference between this one and Bloodhound's one, because this one seems a little bit OP that it stops actions, you know, and stuff like that. But they did say that it's a very narrow blast. So it doesn't have the cone like Bloodhound. Right. Bloodhound has a nice cone that goes like, 50, 100 meters or some shit. Yeah. And Bloodhound goes and in 3 seconds, you're done. Because Seer's is so strong, it's just a straight blast. So don't run out the gate saying that Seer's OP. We haven't seen it in action just yet. So he sounds pretty balanced. And I feel like, you know, look at like Valkyrie, for example, her tactical, like, damages and stuns, you know what I mean? And it disorients you, but that thing doesn't have that long of range. You can't use it close range very well at all. All you really do is hurt yourself if you try to like spam it indoors. Cause I've been having a lot of, that's why I stopped playing Valkyrie the last couple of weeks. It's cause in a pinch, I try to use her tactical, right? And I've just been getting boned with it. You know what I mean? Right. Which is fine. Shit happens, you know? So I think it'll be pretty balanced. The real question I have is a lot of the verbiage I've seen. It really seems like the nano, you know, the nano drones or I'm going to call it the moth. It does seem like it goes pretty far almost until it finds someone. Right. So we'll have to see if there's like an actual distance range, you know, or if it's like until you see someone, because maybe it won't reveal the whole team. Maybe it's literally the first person you see and it interrupts their activity. Maybe. We don't know that. It could only be a singular scan, which would actually not be OP at all, in my opinion. Yeah. You know? And then onto his ultimate, it's just called Exhibit. If any of you have done the Easter egg, I think it's still in the game. It might have only been last week for Seer. You find a little. It's basically the heart that's on his suit. He looks like Iron Man. If you haven't seen any of the artwork, he has this little heart thing, and he throws it out, and the nanites explode out of it, and it creates a circle around you. But the circle obviously has like what shape is that, Calvin? I don't want to say octagonal lines. Like it's like a cube. It's like a D&D cube. Yeah. So it's like a circle made up of lines. And so basically you pop it and anybody inside that circle has their abilities interrupted, so like in the reveal video, he does it on a Valkyrie and the Valkyrie's mid-flight shooting her missile swarm and the swarm gets canceled and she falls because her float's disabled. Dope. So supposedly it interrupts the Apex. I'm literally on the EA website. It does not confirm that it interrupts abilities. It just says it reveals everybody inside the range of it. If you run through it or you're in it when it pops off, it shows a diamond just like Crypto's scan, and it shows your footsteps just like Bloodhound gets to see.
Right.
But the adverse point here is the heart. Wherever you deploy it, the enemy can walk in and destroy it. A, B, if you walk, or I don't know if it's crouch walk specifically or just walk, like not run, you don't get scanned. Your footsteps will still show up, but it won't actually scan you. So it's already defeatable in that way. But
that's interesting.
I love it. I think Seer in game is going to be the GOAT. You know what I mean? With the orb, I think Seer, for those of you who play Watson and Caustic still, like me, I think pairing with a Seer is going to be crucial.
That's huge, yeah.
You can post up in a building, you put Seer's ult out, and the mines protect it.
Yeah.
Or the fence. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird because he's like a good character because he gives you the recon data.
Yeah.
But his ult, like his first two abilities are very offensive minded, but his last, his ultimate is very defense minded, very hold this point, control that alleyway, watch your back, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm really excited for Seer and to see how he plays out. So okay,
I was taking a swig of my beer, but I like what you did there, my friend.
All right, and so with Seer comes some new updates to some of the weapons, some of the legends. I'm gonna run through those real quick.
Let's start with that weapon, Calvin. We already know. Let's just say it.
The biggest one.
What's coming in and out of the box? Hit me with it, Calvin. Let's go.
Okay, so the Prowler is coming out of the loot drop. Prowler is coming out of the loot drop, but the caveat is that Prowler cannot go full auto anymore. Prowler is only staying 3-round burst. It shoots fast as fuck. It was 5-round. I'm sorry. It shoots fast as fuck, but you cannot go full auto. So there is that. So be mindful of that for all you Prowler fans. And then the two other changes to the weapons is that the Spitfire, the motherfucking Spitfire, is going into the loot crate, and they're taking away the nerfs. So it's strong Spitfire going into the.
So you're getting season. To be clear, for those of you that pay attention to patch notes, you're basically getting the season 8 Spitty.
You're getting season 8 Spitfire.
Yeah,
it's as strong as season 8 Spitfire was. You're getting that in the care package, and then the alternator, which is surprising. No one actually even talked about this or anticipated this, but the alternator is going into the loot crate. And they're attaching the disruptor rounds. If you remember the disruptors rounds from season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2, they put in a hop-up called disruptor rounds, and it made all the alternator shots do 1.5 more damage to shields. So shields drop lickety split. Yeah. And it was so strong they got rid of it in season 3. And so
that was the quickest add removal. Because only the last couple seasons have they really been, we're gonna swap around all the hop-ups. The first year of the game was a real big trial and error period. Yeah. And that was the only hard, well, at least I remember. That was the hard stop. And it being on that and the P2020 before they changed the fire rate. Oh man. That was how I found out about the P2020. Yeah. I would just use it with disruptor rounds, and I would actually start the fight like that.
Yeah. So they're putting the alternator into the care package with disruptor rounds. So that'll be fun to see.
Which I'm assuming, I know you have a list to go down, Calvin. I'm assuming usually last 2 circles are Kraber and Prowler. I'm assuming that'll be alternator, and the earlier, the 3rd circle, I think it is going to be the Spitfire. So instead of getting the triple take, you get the Spitfire. Right. My question is, Calvin, do we think the triple take is coming out of the box?
I don't think it's coming out. I think what they're doing is they're just putting more guns in the box to have more variety. So there's not 3 triple takes. There's not 2 the weird game where there's 2 Krabers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think as we've talked about on the show, 2 points here. With the alternator, obviously we know the gun's amazing. So just another hard confirm the devs listen to our show. Thanks, devs. That they put that in, but also, you know, I just totally lost my train of thought. Shit, dude, this beer's fucking me up, dude. But also, I think it'll be real interesting to mix it up with more guns, because this is what I was gonna say. I just came back to me that quick, guys. See, I'm not that dull.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
Is I noticed a lot of games where people don't touch the care package.
Yeah,
like because it's either bait, or they think it's bait, or you know, I'm probably just gonna get a purple shield and a Phoenix kit.
Yeah.
Or so maybe they are gonna add the Spitfire to the earlier rotation of the package, because they are catering towards the DPS, the third party legends as we call it, the high intensive fighting quick games. So maybe they're trying to make the care packages more appealing. That could also be part of this.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing.
But anyway, sorry, Cal. We continue with our list, my friend.
Yeah, and so we are also, speaking of hop-up changes, we're getting some different hop-ups. We're getting, well, first off, they're taking out the anvil receiver and the quick draw. So, like, probably the least used hop-ups in the game, the anvil receiver and the quick draw are getting taken out. And then they are actually bringing in a brand new hop-up called the boosted loader. And the boosted loader is going to go on the Hemlock and the Wingman. And it's going to be just like Deadeye's Tempo. Deadeye's Tempo, where if you pull the trigger at a certain timing, you shoot faster. With the boosted loader, if you reload at a certain time, you get a faster reload and you get bonus ammo. So very Gears of War-esque.
Yes, I was literally going to say that. This is why I love you, Calvin.
Yeah, very Gears of War-esque, where if you reload at the right time, you get amplified shots. Same things happen in this, but not amplified shots. You get a faster reload and you get more ammo.
Which for the Wingman especially, that's insane.
That's going to be insane.
I think, Calvin, I might just have to tell all my homies like you and Dan to just go piss off. And as long as this hop-up's around for Season 10, I might just have to not play PC players, because...
Dude, Wingman's going to be nuts.
No, yeah, the Wingman is going to be the weapon of Season 10. I truly believe that with this hop-up. Because more ammo, a little bit more damage possibly. Like, oh, God, dude, that's... Yeah. I'm not... No.
Yeah, so then... The L-Star is getting buffed. L-Star is getting barrel stabilizers and extended energy mags on it, and so it's going to reduce the time, increase the time it takes to overheat, and it's going to cool faster with the better mags and barrel stuff. It's going to shoot straighter. It's going to be insane. The EVA 8 is going to have a slowed firing rate. It's not going to be so fast.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you there.
Okay.
This has been a hot topic of debate in my brain and with a few friends.
Okay.
I believe the notes that were shown to us, these aren't the official patch notes, everybody. This is just what the EA's released. It doesn't specify only with the shotgun bolt on. So I believe if you don't put any attachments on the EVA, well, you can put a sight. But if you don't put the bolt on, you're going to get the same rate of fire.
No. What it's saying is that because the way it was that when you put shotgun bolts on it, it reloaded faster, or it shot faster. So what they're saying is that the speed at which it shoots, the firing rate at which it shoots, is getting reduced. That's all it's saying.
Oh, so okay, because I know one of the websites I read when all the information came out was that it specifically said with the attachment of a shotgun bolt.
Right, so, and it's because when you put shotgun bolts on shotguns, they shot faster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, we weren't at the official patch notes. I wanted your thoughts on it.
Got it. So let's see. Additionally, reload speed will no longer be tied to extended magazines starting in Season 10. So when you picked up a bigger magazine, like a purple magazine, you reloaded faster. That's no longer the case. It's going to be tied to the stocks now.
I know we have this show, and I should admit this out loud, but I actually didn't ever realize that.
Oh, yes, dude. Yes. When you had better magazines, you reloaded faster.
Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense in my head. Like, I guess I knew it, but I never, like, read it, you know?
And then additionally, Marksman rifles are going to get sniper stocks instead of standard stocks. So the 30-30, the G7, the bow, and the triple take are going to get sniper stocks. Not the triple take, but they're going to get sniper stocks instead of standard stocks. And then, last but not least, the Rampage LMG is the brand new LMG. It shoots slower, but it shoots faster. It's kind of like a Spitfire, but it shoots slower, and it's more it's hits harder. What you call it? It's different in the sense that it can be charged like the Sentinel sniper rifle. Sentinel takes shield cells to charge up to get overcharged on it. The Rampage LMG uses thermite grenades, and once it's charged with thermite grenades, it shoots faster. And then I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but I could have swore I saw a Rampage LMG in the trailer shoot like a noob tube. I could have swore.
No, so I think what it's showing, what it was trying to show, is the Rampage when the rounds are charged up, it does change the rounds somehow. We don't know what it does to players,
right?
But it does more damage. But when you load the Rampage with the flame grenade, the thermite, it fucking can just shoot doors open.
It shoots doors open. It's insane.
So which is, I don't believe any gun other than what the Kraber right now destroys doors on its own.
Sheila does.
Well, I don't consider that a weapon. You know what I mean? That's that's Sheila, baby. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And so the Rampage LMG charges up with thermite grenades, and it gets hella strong, breaks doors. So be prepared for that. And then some quick nerfs and buffs. Caustic, huge buff. Caustic's getting a huge buff. Gas is going to increase damage starting at 5, and then there's no limit to how much damage it can do. So if you're just popping med kits inside of it, it's going to be able to kill you in one hit if you stay in long enough. So it's going to be crazy. And then his the noxious gas grenade dissipates 5 seconds sooner, which I'm a little about, but it's still a change. Revenant is getting an audible and visual indication for when death protection is about to end, so the enemies can see if they're being pushed by revenants by a revolt. You can see when it's about to end, and you can hear it when it's about to end. Horizon's getting a buff. She's getting back her maneuverability in the air. Don't know why they're bringing it back. Heard no one complain about it, but they're bringing it back. And then Fuse is getting a buff. Knuckle clusters lasting twice as long. And then enemies caught in the Motherload ultimate, you get a little visual indicator, so then you could see them. Because before, like where it is right now, you launched the Motherload, you can't see
flames.
Shit.
Yeah,
you can't see shit.
Which, you know what? As a caustic main, I like that. I think it makes sense.
Right. So that's all the patch notes. If you have any questions about that, hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on any of our social media platforms when you see us post. Message me at CowVan. Message me at Joel on Twitter. Do the thing. You can also email us at pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. We do respond. We do answer. And just like everyone who else has emailed us, we will talk about your questions or your comments on the show.
Calvin, before we get to our next point, all these changes coming. What are you most excited for? Just the one thing.
I don't know, man. I think I'm always excited to see what gun becomes fun to play with. You know what I mean? Because everyone always talks about meta, right? And the reason why we did this show, the reason why we started this show is because there is no other show that talks about what the mediocre gamer does.
Correct.
The people like us who don't spend all waking hours playing the game, right? People like us who, when we do play the game, don't go fucking sweat mode. You know what I mean? And we play to have fun. And so I'm always excited to see what guns become fun and what guns, like, you know, for example, like I got all of, you were already into it, but I got our whole friend group into the Beak, right?
Literally, like a good 25 people that probably would never pick up that weapon.
Yeah, because I was like, guys, the Mozambique, and everyone was like, no, and I was like, trust me, and everyone was like, wow, the Beak's really good, and it's because I was like, this gun is just fun to use, right? You like useless without the hammer points back in the day.
Yeah,
useless without the hammer points. But it's still fun to use, and then So I always like to see what variation of a gun is just fun to use, and so that's what I'm excited for.
I agree with you because I feel like on to my side, again, you already used this weapon, but I feel like a lot of our friends ignored the Havoc.
Yeah,
and now it's like, bro, like what? I mean, honestly, I think it was season 7, CowVan. I didn't touch a shotgun or a Havoc. My hip fire gun, like my backup weapon, was the L-Star. And I might go back to that. Like now that it's getting more attachments and a buff. Like, because I mean, bro, that thing, if you've ever been killed by an L-Star, you know how motherfucking frustrating it is.
Well, that's everybody in arenas right now.
Which let's not. There's a reason I haven't talked about arenas in like 3 episodes. Because like I'm just so tired of like triple L-Stars melting me, and I just like I've almost thrown my Xbox out the window twice.
Oh! Speaking of arenas, just so we don't leave the subject, but the Spitfire is going in the loot package, right? I just said that, right? They're taking it off the ground loot. It's becoming a care package gun, which means the Spitfire is no longer going to be available for purchase, or the alternator for purchase in the arenas.
Which means everyone's just going to use the L-Star.
Which means everyone's going to use the L-Star, but just remember that, guys. At start of the season, when all the patch happen, the Spitfire and the alternator will not be available for purchase in arenas. It's going to be in a care package, just like the Kraber and the triple take and everything like that.
Yep.
But yeah.
On that note, actually, I want to shout out my dude, Cody. We talked about him a couple episodes ago. He reminded me of something we reminded him earlier on in the show.
Oh.
That he's been using the beak more because of us, but also that the beak is full auto. Most people forget that.
Yes, that's true.
So, while we're talking about arenas, if you guys have trouble that first round, not knowing what to do, I think I said this back on like episode like 12, CowVan.
Yeah.
You can get the beak all the way to purple with a digi threat and still buy a shield bat on the first round.
That's huge.
And I don't think people understand like how huge, because the beak is easier to shoot at a longer range than the L-Star. So
Beak is actually surprisingly really good just outside of close range.
Bro, I've had some games this season where I just used the Beak and the Havoc the whole time, and I'm stomping people.
Oh, dude.
Like the 2 guns that you should not ever use together, probably, if you're a normal human being.
Right.
I'm making it work. Anyways, CowVan, on to our next subject.
Final topic. Season 9. Let's recap it, man. We had a lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. True.
I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with a complaint.
Okay.
I don't think the map changes to Olympus were enough. I am so ready for another map or a real big overhaul. Like what we know so far about the changes to World's Edge. Dude, Overlook, which is my favorite goddamn spot on the whole map, gone. It even looks like part of City, the hot drop, is gone. They've said that basically the entire northern side of the map, except for the Bloodhound area and Skyhook, are all changing.
Wow.
Like they're literally changing a quarter of this map.
That's good.
And I'm stoked, but I'm ready for a new map because going back to OG Kings Canyon, I fucking prefer OG Kings Canyon to the new one.
Yeah, I think we said that last time. Yeah. But they did a lot of things right though. I will say, they really tweaked, Caustic was decently OP in season 8, I wouldn't say he was OP. I would say he was very impressive in very specific circumstances.
That's why I said decently and not significantly.
I get you, but I wanted to say because when you say OP in this game, like Horizon's release, OP.
Oh, yeah. Broken. Right? No, broken. Not surpassed OP.
In every situation, right? Horizon was OP in every situation. Caustic was not OP in every situation. So I just wanted to be very specific. Caustic, the only reason why they nerfed Caustic was because he was very OP in very specific situations.
Well, and I'm going to say they're rebuffing him, but the damage still doesn't stack from multiple sources. They didn't use that verbiage, so I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Right.
So you can't take infinitely climbing damage numbers from multiple mines at once. You only take it from one source, which I think is a good balance. I dig it. I dig it. I do think, one change I don't understand is and I know I've talked about it before, so I'm sorry to our listeners if this is a repeat issue, is one of the things that people complained about with Caustic is he was too oppressive because of the visibility in his smoke cloud. And then they make bangs even worse.
That's true.
That's one thing. That's probably the number one thing they've done in season 9 that confuses the fuck out of me.
Right. It was a little weird. I agree. I do agree.
But what about you, Calvin? What are some of your thoughts on season 9?
I'm going to go off of your initial statement, the map changes. And you know what? I think it's cool. Everybody thinks it's cool when they change the map up, right? Because it keeps it fresh. You know what I mean? Like you memorize maps and then you just, you play the same way. You end up playing the exact same way. Like I was just playing right before we started this, and I just see people jumping Fragment West and Fragment East. And I'm like, what's the point of jumping Fragment West and Fragment East if you're just going to die immediately, go into another game and do it again? You know what I mean? Like on the off chance that you're going to kill everybody in Fragment West and Fragment East in enough time before the team who landed close pushes in so that you know what I mean? Like I get it. You want to get your 20 bombs or whatever the fuck. But everybody plays the same way. And so I feel that because it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
I feel stop putting resources to changing maps and put more resources to making new maps, right? Because what do we have 3 maps. We have 3 maps
in 2 years.
In 2 years, and we only get 2 maps at a time. Right?
Yeah, yes.
And so I understand that the server thing is the reason why we can't have multiple maps and rotation at the same time. I get it. But having another map diversifies the rotations.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And so it's either going to be 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 or 2 and 3. You know what I mean? It can never be anything other than that.
And I will say, with the Olympus thing, like they did one thing smart, one thing, and they're addressing the third party aspect of the game. And I do like that in Olympus, they had the foresight. They removed 3 jump towers and shortened 1, something like that. I think that was a smart call, know? So like, I want more, if you're going to change the maps, do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do more stuff like that. Like it does look like, I just went back and pulled it up while you were talking. It does look like Fragment East might be gone after this map change, which is going to make where is it? Where all the sweaty's going to drop? We all going to go back to going tree boys or what?
Right.
And
so I thought the addition of the ship on Olympus was pointless. Like, it's maybe because of the way that the circles are. The algorithm for where the circle ends. I have never had a game end on the ship.
Nope.
The new ship. I have never had a game end on the new ship. Yeah. Not once. It's a pass-through area.
Remember, I want to say it was like episode 8, I think that we did, or 9 that we did, Calvin. We estimated what they were changing with Olympus, and everyone already drops bonsai towers. So why would you put the ship next to a hot drop?
Right.
Go put it, get rid of fucking hydroponics. Nobody goes hydroponics.
Right.
Orbital cannon. As much I love dropping there. You and I drop there all the time together. Because I think it has a really decent amount of loot. There's multiple avenues of escape. You have a car, you have a flyer. Like there's enough stuff to make it worth your while. You can easily rotate to ship, bonsai, or to grow towers.
Right.
But like
nobody goes there.
They should have parked the Icarus somewhere else.
Yes.
Like
nobody
and it's
goes
funny.
there.
It's funny because remember before there was the Icarus there was those like it was 2 sections of 2 little buildings, right?
Yeah.
The ring used to end on that building up the hill from what is that, solar array?
It's true. Yeah.
It used to actually end there, and it's never once ended on the ship, like you said.
I have never seen it end on the ship. And so like maybe they needed to fix the circle algorithm. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I think they always need to fix
that. You know, it's funny though. So I mean, so I don't really have a lot of, I don't want to say like topics to talk about season 9 because with all the hacking, with all the server drops and issues, with everything just being like, I felt like season 9. I just didn't. To be honest, I didn't play season 9 that much compared to like every other season that I've played because there were just so many things going on with the game, and it was frustrating. You get into a game and you get kicked out. You know, the game freezes on you. Laggy servers. I even have clips of me playing in slow motion because the server was goofed up or something like that. You know, there was a hashtag save Apex ranked. Like season 9 was just not it, bro. It was not it. And I feel like we missed, we didn't get to experience it because there was just so much bullshit going on.
And now I do feel bad because you are right. And like, yeah, COVID's going on and all the devs are at home. No one's in a central office like fixing this shit. But like, you know, I do feel like some of the stuff missed the mark. I really feel like the caustic nerf was literally just them catering to the people on Reddit.
True.
Like, I think that was such a small percent of people that actually wanted a caustic nerf.
True.
You know, people hate him because he doesn't go with the meta because he's a defensive character and not an offensive character. But I don't think most people actually think he was broken.
No.
You know, oh yeah, he sucked to push when you were fighting in a room. I mean, dude, I have a clip from 3 days ago, Calvin. Final circle, 3 teams left. Me and 2 of our friends, you know, we get the high ground positioning. We hear a lifeline rezzing against Gibraltar, right, Calvin?
Mm-hmm.
I throw my caustic ult perfectly on top of them. She gets the res off. The Gibby bubbles them. So they're literally sitting in the Gibby bubble with my gas, just out healing my ultimate. Like, in what world does that make sense? Like, and I know I'm a caustic main, and I know a lot of other players have complaints about their mains too. I get it, dude. You know, if I were you, I'd be mad about season 9. Want to know why, Calvin?
Why?
What has season 9 proved?
That wait, is this something to do with Octane?
Yes, that Octane is the best legend in the game, which means if we go another season, if he stays by and far the #1 pick legend in season 10, he is getting nerfed in season 11. Just if we just go off how things have gone in this game.
Right. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, and we've said this multiple times and multiple episodes already. Mm-hmm. It's not that Octane is the best legend of the game. It's not that. It's that the people who play this game, who stan all the pros, do not have their own independent thoughts.
Thank you.
And it's true. It's because one popular streamer uses Octane and everyone's like, oh, I guess we all got to use Octane now. And then everybody uses Octane. And Octane went from like a mid-tier pick to the most pick, more than Wraith. The highest picked character in the game right now is Octane, right?
And if you're a very casual Apex player and you listen to us because you're awesome, thank you. If you haven't figured it out yet, Wraith is Apex Legends. Like, that is the character that is synonymous with our game.
Right.
And so the fact that someone actually finally defeated that measuring stick is huge. It's absurd, actually.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And so, and it's the same thing with the Spitfire, because not very many people use the Spitfire. No one did. Yeah. And like, because I don't remember people using it all the time. I was blind to it. But all of a sudden, motherfuckers start breaking damage world records with the Spitfire. And then everyone's like, oh, I guess we all got to use Spitfire. And then everyone starts using the fucking Spitfire. Like, what is up with that? You know what I mean? Like, one streamer posted a clip of them 2 seasons ago, wiping a whole team, hit fire triple take. And what do? They nerf the triple take because everybody starts using it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the triple take was the best shotgun in the game.
It was the best shotgun in the game, but it's because streamers popularized it, and people and other people go, "Oh, I guess we all got to do it now." Like, stop! Stop. But find a gun that you like to use and just have fun.
Yep. That's how I am. That's how I was before I uninstalled Warzone, which everyone should do, especially
Warzone.
Especially after all the lawsuits going on right now with Activision Blizzard. If you don't know what we're talking about, just look it up. We don't have time. I don't want to go into that on this show.
Yep.
But look it up. You should remove that game from your system. I have deleted Overwatch, which broke my heart because I love that game.
Right.
But I did. Damn, I totally lost my train of thought because now I'm just so sad because I had to delete Overwatch. What was I saying? Right before that, Calvin?
I have no idea. I was talking about how people keep using the same, having fun with the game.
Oh, when I played Warzone, there's a gun now that everyone's using in Warzone that I caught on to months ago, years ago at this point in time. And nobody liked it because it had a slow fire rate, but it's like the second or third hardest hitting gun in the game per bullet damage.
Right.
And I was like, I can hit people with this. So I used it and people were like, oh, that's a really underrated weapon. And now it's like the go-to gun for half the people who play Warzone. So it doesn't matter. Play what you get your kills with. I mean, dude, I spent the entirety of season 2 using only an RE45 and an EVA 8. And that was my highest KD season ever. Well, no, this is actually about to be, I think, or maybe it was last season, but doesn't matter. But prior to that, if you had thought anybody was going to just run around with an RE45 and an EVA 8 and have the best season they've ever had, nobody would guess. Everybody would just be like, "You're an idiot. Like, you don't have enough skill to use good guns." And I'm like, "No, I just use what I'm good at, dude.
I like using what I like to use."
Yeah,
and like to have fun with. So that if season 9, if these last 2 seasons have proven anything to me, it's that these people play this game, do not have an original thought, play, have fun. Not every single thing needs to be with a meta. Have fun. Play the game. If you're feeling the L-Star, use the L-Star. If the Mozart beak is clapping for you, use the beak. Who gives a shit? If
you like Rampart, play Rampart.
Play Rampart. Play Watson.
Please play Watson. Fuck.
But you know what I mean? Like stop listening to streamers. They do this for 9 to 10 hours a day. So therefore they need to use these guns because their livelihood is dependent on them being meta. You do not have to do that.
Correct.
Have fun.
Correct. And I will say, Calvin, like with season 9, I was real happy with the delivery of Volk. She didn't really need an adjustment.
That's true.
The mid-season adjustment she got was more cosmetic than anything. You can fly the same speed now when you're doing your rockets, but I played her a lot and I didn't even notice that originally, but then I feel like when they delivered us the bow, it did need a lot of work. I still think the bow should be a care package gun. I hate when every team runs around with a bow. You know what I mean? But that's just me. So it's like crazy. Like a lot of people didn't like the Horizon delivery, but liked a lot of other shit about season 8.
Yeah.
But then in season 9, we get perfect character delivery and terrible weapon adjustment and delivery. Again, they're working from home. I get it. They're also, I know that they're spending a lot of resources chasing these data leaks. I honestly think that we weren't going to get the fucking heirloom for Rev this season. I do think they rushed it because everybody was like, "Oh, Watson's next." I honestly think
crypto.
I think they pay attention. I think they literally were like, "Let's give them what they don't expect."
Right.
Even when what's his name, Shugrath or whatever, the data miner, even when he posted it, this shouldn't be coming out for 2 or 3 more seasons.
Yep.
And that tweet went wild. Everybody was like, "This heirloom looks so sick," and so they swerved us and gave it to us now.
Right. So I don't know, man. I hope with season 10 we get some. I'm sorry, emergence because it's not season 10. I hope we get some like stability with the game. I hope that the changes that they're making make the game not so homogenous. You know what I mean? And not so like more diversity. You see more characters. We see more different guns. So I'm optimistic.
I also hope that like they get the message, because we talked 2 episodes ago how about they hit up people to do this like audio test shit.
Yeah,
I really hope they get the idea, and honestly, I hope a lot of studios get this idea. Stop building games on PC.
Oh yeah.
Optimized him. Dude, I was literally in a match this morning doing duos with a PC player, Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at Train Yard, there's the train cars you take the zip lines up to, you know?
Yeah.
I'm up there, my homie's down, I get pushed by a team. I hear the Valkyrie fly up, land on the roof. Okay, I mess her up. She goes away. I go inside. I have mines in the cart that are supposed to be going off. And for some reason, there's still like a delay with mine activation, at least for me on consoles. I don't know if you've seen it as a computer player. I feel like they don't instantly go off anymore. Not a big deal. Right. A Pathfinder comes up the zip line, launches over my mine, and then it activates late. Yeah. So I don't see that he's up there right away. I heard nothing. Yeah. My homie, who's dead, like full dead, like I had to go get his banner dead. He's on PC and he's like, "Oh, I heard the Pathfinder coming up the zip line. Did you not?"
Interesting.
And I'm like, so he heard it spectating me, and I didn't hear it, and I'm the one playing the game.
Right.
Like, I am sorry. That is no longer just a console versus PC thing. That's a poor execution. I'm not going to say poor development. Optimization. I'm not going to say a poor development because these devs work hard. I mean, shit, the last 14 months, they've been stuck at working from home. Creating a video game that millions of people play. That cannot be easy. No. And, you know, but like, man, give me a little bit of love with these audio issues. Dude.
Yeah, dude, the audio's been rough for me too, dude. Like, because I play on PC, audio's been pretty rough, man. Like,
and then it's like I have a game where the audio is perfect, and my hit reg is like, oh, you just put a full clip of EVA 8 into a person ADS with a purple bolt, but only 2 of your bullets hit. I'm so sorry, sweetie. That's why you lost that gunfight. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
So hopefully season 10. Something's come around.
Yep. Also, I'm going to end the show on a hot take. I have one final point.
Okay.
If you're not going to change Revenant's ultimate back respawn, he should have the biggest fucking hitbox in the game. He is literally the most stealthy character, so he should not have an advantage in hitbox. He should not. It is literally ludicrous, in my opinion.
See, okay, that's a hot take. It's a hot take because he had the largest hitbox. And they
should have stayed that way.
I mean, yeah, that's a hot take. And I can't even talk about it. That's a hot take.
Yeah, because it's one thing when I get rolled up on by an Octane and it's audio issues. Okay, I get it. It's one thing. Same with the Pathfinder situations. It's like sometimes the audio cues you're miscued. Sometimes you're just not paying attention and you don't realize exactly where it comes from. You know, there's lots of factors, but like. The fact that Octane can literally actually walk up right behind me and shoot me in the back of the head with a shotgun, and he's designed that way. Yeah. Why is he so hard to kill?
I get you. Thank you, everybody, for listening to episode 19 of Pex Pals. And like I said earlier in the show, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Pex Pals Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Pex Pals. Follow us. Check us out on YouTube. Pex Pals on there. Check me out on TikTok and Twitter at CowVan. Got CowVan Man on Twitter. Check out my dear friend here, JoelCupcake, everywhere. JoelCupcake.
I'm just JoelCupcake. Worldwide.
Sorry, son of a bitch. I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to fucking say it. I knew you were going to say it.
I had to.
And if you want to talk about something we talked about on the show, if you have a question that you would like us to discuss on the show, feel free to reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. And also email us at pexpalspodcast.com. Check out Pex Pals wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. Do it. It's everywhere.
And if you're like me, where you're more of a visual podcast person, I love watching the hosts interact with each other when I watch shit. We actually film the show via video, so we do have a YouTube channel as well. It's not the primary outlet we push by any means, but we do have a cool video, the cool video option to watch. Yeah. And you can also go to our website, www.pexpals.com, and watch or listen there as well.
JoelCupcake, how are we signing out?
You know what, Calvin? We're about to get a new ranked season.
Okay.
We're also about to get Apex Arenas ranked.
That's true.
So, I'm gonna hit everybody with my number one piece of ranked advice.
What's that?
When in doubt, rat it out.
Okay. When in doubt, rat it out. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Pex Pals. We'll see you in a week, maybe.
In a week or so. I don't know. Emergence is in 2 days, so we got a lot. We got a lot to do, Calvin.
All right. Bye.
Bye.